Greetings and welcome to my dear Leo. This is Ron from Terror of the Twin Sun. Welcome to the channel. Terror of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will and use your discernment to figure out certain things that have to do with you and a significant other. This is a channeled reading, a 9-card spread that is designed to see through the great mirror certain apparent karmas that may be reflexive in nature, that may affect one more than the other, or vice versa, or both. And this shall not resonate for everyone, but please take only what you will for guidance. I do appreciate your positivity as well as your likes or responsiveness in terms of requests or donations. I do thank you. I'm working from a deck that's 131 years old, known as the Alieta deck from Pipi Grimaud, Paris, France. We'll go ahead and get started. The fifth house is open. There's a mode of action here that has to do with reception, how things are received, how things are given. Also an openness to this. There is a meeting of the minds here between you and a significant other that has to do with the quest for truth. Also the more adventurous aspects when it comes to this connection. Okay. Yeah, this also symbolizes a movement from the 8 to the 9 of Cups on the horizon, meaning that there is, excuse me, a way of seeing things, a way of doing things that has to do with detachment, but yeah, big time detachment, aspects of detachment, finding some sort of health within emotive qualities, emotional qualities that are deeply rooted to creative impulses, as well as elements of nature and nurture. There's something here that has to do with the challenge of this, trying to reconcile certain things, but there also is a type of repulsion in that respect. When it comes to the conscious aspect of this, there is a lot of mental activity, more from their side, I would say. But I think you want this to happen, and perhaps you are willing it to happen. You have to be careful of this energy because with the energy of Leo here strongly elicited, there is a need to either release memory or to, there's something about the connection here that is very strongly unnoticed. And because of such, the meeting of the minds happens on a field of isolation, on a field of alienation. And this is a healthy thing, but at the same time, there needs to be an understanding of the actual implications of how deep this connection could go. There is a mirror here that revolves around the axis of what has been lost and what can be gained by a revisitation. Okay, mostly this has to do with the element of water. So what can be lost and what can be gained in terms of emotional memories, okay? These being forefront in terms of the great history or the great experience that both of you may go through. What I'm seeing here is, once again, a meeting of the minds, but this is Aquarian in nature. Also, it has a tinge of La Hermetia, which is the hermit on their end. The bringing of the inner light in order to seek out, to externalize modes of what needs to be unearthed or seen in the great sea of information of that. There is a sort of enlightening aspect about this, and you bring the sword, you bring the ace as well when it comes to this. What this brings out is a feeling that both of you are connected on some emotive or emotional sort of understanding, intuitive understanding, creative understanding, through the energy of cups, through the energy of what can be transmitted in terms of the energy of water. And what occurs here is the 12th house, as well as Aquarius energy, 11th to 12th. Okay, with this, there is a possibility of understanding each other, but a difficulty in actually reaching out. The hermit is not one who reaches out. The hermit is dedicated on the quest for truth, and somehow or in some way, you are bringing a modicum or a mode of truth that will provide them with clear sense, clear sight, a sense of truth of the highest degree. This could come in the form of communication, but once again, it's not hands-on. There's something about the complacency that is intentional through the energy of Aquarius and the Hanged Man, as well as the energy of Pisces, that talks about the dissolution of certain things and the alienation, general alienation coming strong from their end, especially isolation. Okay, that's on the conscious level. What's going on in the current? What is below this is a very strong either love story or an evolution of creativity that comes from them to you. You may be betrothed or you may be committed to certain things outside already, but there's this like sort of guru-like mentality, or perhaps the student that is trying to learn through experience of dichotomies, of learning from one other to another, that needs to be understood here. Once again, the hands are falling flat with the Lovers card, and there's a despondency, but there's a lot of gravity in terms of what you're doing. Perhaps you want to commit your idealized resources to somewhere else. Perhaps you do not want to commit to this energy, but there's something here about them that speaks about deep spiritualized forms of romanticized love, as well as romanticized creativity that has to do with idealization of emotional qualities that have been left aside but now are trying to be retaken in some sort of way. If there is history between you and this person, there is a possibility of revamping and transforming that which has occurred between you two and beginning a new cycle. But this requires the reinvestment of old tropes as well as old metaphors or symbologies that that surround you and the significant other. Also, there's the Three of Swords there. That's something that I worry about because that is something that they're willing into coming into being. Something about what they were offered in the past or what you have shared together in the past, if it is a long-term connection, that talks about revisitation and also going through the pain to understand the pleasure of romance. Okay, now it's up to you to go through that if you want to, but um, you have one of two paths. Excuse me. If you walk the path of reality and externalizing this situation, there is a possibility to find power, but there's difficulty in breaking free from it after you are set. Okay, the other path has to do with letting go of anything that has to do with romantic or idealized expectations of creative forces or impulses that support this connection in terms of nurture. Okay, that is what I see. Thank you.